Hello everyone and now welcome. Welcome to a game between CrunCher versus Pokey 26. This game taking place here on Tide Hunters. This is a W3 Champions ladder matchup. Hey Croto, hey by the way, guess what? Lucifer, Michael, he changed his name again. Did not expect that. So Mikhail changed his name one more time. Alright, what's his new name, Metaphysics? I think Mikhail actually visited or stopped by the channel once or twice, had an official Twitch, and because I saw Chinese kanji, I thought he was didn't realize he was actually Lucifer slash Mikhail, but thought he was a Chinese player for a second, and then like, wait, no, I should have said Omaseo, but that's it. Luchel, does he? Luchel. Alright, so Mikhail and Lucifer now changed the name to Luchel. Alright, perfectly understandable name. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. Keeper of the Grove coming in from Pokey alongside an Ancient of War, which will be training up archers, and then trying to tank this creep camp off to the north. Meanwhile, Archmage coming alongside Footman and Militia will try and clear out this creep camp off to the east. Gonna should be able to easily do it, taking on that Sea Giant, Forest Troll Trapper, and Forest Troll Berserker. Militia clearing very easy for this location, as there are two medium armored units. That Sea Giant, I think he actually does a little bit less damage now that he doesn't have that AoE spin attack, or at least I don't see him doing it nearly as often. Alright, the real old school Lucifer, yeah. Alright, always a little bit confusing. Pokey now finally out onto the board. Keeper of the Grove should be making its rounds out as well, waiting for the Keeper of the Grove to pop out before finishing off that last one unit. Alright, gonna go ahead and, is he gonna do an entangle or do anything like that? No, he is not. Just allowing that Ancient of War to absorb a lot of that damage, now finally going after that Sea Giant. Archmage instead, Militia clearing out the Murloc creep camp first, and then we'll be able to add in additional footmen as well. We'll not be able to get to level 2, and gonna be picking up a Slippers of Agility plus 3. Alright, item pick up right there. Wait for it. Wait for it. There you go. CrunCher picking up the item and now making his move along the west to actually go after this gargantuan sea turtle creep camp relatively early. This is actually quite dangerous. This is 2 level 4 sea turtles and a level 7 Militia. I'm going to try and take down these giant sea turtle creep camps with medium armor first. I'm hoping that the gargantuan sea turtle actually doesn't focus down onto any of these Militia too much. There goes one turtle, there goes another Archmage. Now at level 2, Militia perhaps going to try and lose aggro. Is he going to be able to turn back around? Yes, going to go ahead and now walk back. Great job by CrunCher keeping up with that micro. And now going to go ahead and finish off that gargantuan sea turtle, picking up a potion of greater healing. 500 hit point heal. Tower now being established off to the north, as the Treants now making their way off to search for an expansion that isn't quite there. We do see one Wisp up on the high ground, keeping track of everything once more. Meanwhile, the Archmage does have that potion of greater healing, now picking up some Dust of Appearance, perhaps a Staff of Teleportation, or yep, there's the Staff of Teleportation. To perhaps try and go after some of these units here. Keeper of the Grove, is he going to get an entangle off? Yes, he does. Easy entangle onto a footman. Damage is going to start to add up rather quickly, though. As you can see, the footman down to 207 hit points. Archer trying to back away. Keeper of the Grove absorbing a little bit of damage. Are we going to see 1 or 2 more engagements? That is the question there, as the footman, now down to 92 hit points, gets entangled and will get shut down completely. During all this time, though, an expansion should be established here off to the north, trying to see if there is a Tree of Life. No Tree of Life by Pokey, as both sides are still battling it back and forth. And now with the Keeper of the Grove with level 2 entangle, problems could arise. Tree of Life currently halfway, or more than halfway construction, nearly completed as well, as a footman now down to 98 hit points. His life just slowly ticking away before his own eyes. They're finally choked to death by those weeds, as the Keeper of the Grove dancing around. All the Moonwells are empty, so this potentially could be a problem. Alright, Archmage trying to go after this Moonwell here. Moonwell taking quite a bit of damage, but if Pokey is smart, he should have clicked on CrunCher and noticed that there is a potion of greater healing. That's one thing that professional players do. that next little step of information, clicking on your opponent's hero to see what items they have. If you see an item that isn't normal for them to have at this stage in the game, a powerful consumable item, you can look at the map and try and determine what creep camps they have actually cleared out. Because a high value consumable item is still on that Archmage, he should be able to deduce that this expansion location here was already crept out, and that's where he should be looking for that next expansion. Coming back across here, Archmage looking to finish off a Sea Turtle just shy of level 3 now. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove, double Circlets of Nobility, could come across and get in another entangle on an unsuspecting or fully suspecting footman, as that footman slowly gets, battered and beaten down. Keeper of the Grove should have launched one more attack. I think that that footman may be actually able to escape at 17 hit points. No, he gets taken down. So the additional damage from that Circlet of Nobility's auto attacks was enough to finish off the units, as the Keeper of the Grove now looks to back away. All right, 23 hit points. 3 hit points and another dead footman there, as we are just looking at Pokey playing an absolutely amazing game, winning out this war of attrition by constantly taking down these footmen. Is this footman also going to get taken down to 1 hit point? And yes, dead he is. Panda now out onto the battlefield as already. CrunCher could be in a little bit of trouble, Pokey could be in a little bit of trouble though, as he's already following this up with a Panda. Now, normally a Panda is there to try and win out the battle against footmen, but the footmen should no longer be trained that heavily coming in from CrunCher any longer. I take that back though. CrunCher is already training up 2 additional footmen back at home, and that may just continue to feed more and more experience, as we've seen Entangle now go down onto that Archmage to stop that auto attack. I'm sure, no, it's Fortic. Well, it could be Fortic, yep. Anyways, Ancient of War now coming back around here. Archmage now trying to retreat back to the bottom left. Panda sitting at level 1. Archers out here onto the battlefield protecting this expansion location. It perhaps needs to be a bit repaired. Archmage now diving on inside the Night Elf base as he sees a tech to tier 3. Ancient of Lores are currently getting added in, as the Wisp are now trying to back away as well. There goes another Entangle onto a suspecting footman, as that footman will end up taking more and more damage. Meanwhile, Panda is taking this opportunity to clear out creep camps away from all of this action here, as the Archmage tries to dive into a tough spot there. All right, 1 or 2 more Wisp are left outside. There's only 1 room inside this entangled gold mine that is fairly well protected. Pokey losing 1 Wisp right there. Things could go sideways rather fast, as this water elemental now taking a bit of damage, entangled, and will get finished off. Meanwhile, Archmage finds the rest of the archers and the remaining units here, trying to get some damage onto the Archmage here. Archmage, Keeper of the Grove, could easily get off another entangle. Footmen do have defend, as we're looking at more damage starting to rack back up. Ancient of War now trying to back up here. Panda sitting at level 2 could have does have Breath of Fire. Perhaps going to try and finish off some more of those units as another water elemental gets taken down. CrunCher with a level 3 Archmage going up a level 3 Keeper of the Grove, level 2 Panda. Ancient of War gets taken down by creeps, as the footmen are still diving on inside here. All right, lots of problems. Archers trying to finish off the water elementals. CrunCher still has Dust of Appearance, so Shadow Melding, well, should not have worked, but it's going to end up working right there. All right, a little bit of damage onto that footman. Archer shouldn't even be bothering to attack. Panda will be able to take it off or take it out completely without much of a problem. All right, Brewmaster, Keeper of the Grove, both with a little bit of experience now. CrunCher already teching to tier tech. Arcane Sanctum is now completed. We are going into tier 3 for eventual bears and dryads, I believe. But CrunCher has been on the receiving end of a full frontal attack from Pokey for quite some time. Even though he's been trying to push the pressure with his own Archmage and Footman, it looks like he's been losing these early battles. All right, coming back around, we're looking here. Archmage, Blood Mage, 1-2 combination. CrunCher has been able to zone out his opponent from really getting deep into his neck of the woods. So although there is higher levels for Pokey at this point. Level 4 on the Keeper of the Grove. Level 2 on the Panda. The Archmage and the Blood Mage has been doing a good job of just making sure that his opponent doesn't really know what's going on yet. We are looking at Priest and Sorceresses getting trained up. Mortar teams could be added. We are getting in some armor upgrades as well. Perhaps going to be adding in some spell breakers to try and counteract against the, well, counteract against the Keeper of the Grove. Yeah, Keeper of the Grove, those Treants and those Entangles as well, and also stop that Panda's level 2 Breath of Fire. Hey, DS, wish good stream and comment. Well, thank you, thank you. Hello to everyone. Alright, what's coming back around here? Mortar team now getting trained up. We're going into level 1 sword upgrades, melee upgrades. Keeper of the Grove does have a staff of preservation and a staff of teleportation. Siphon mana away from that Keeper of the Grove. That orb of venom, those hit and run attacks will start to do a bit more across all of these priests here, as we're finally going to see a little bit of an engagement against these forest trolls. Wisp is spawning up onto this high ground here. Militia now Archmage sits at level 3. Mortar teams trying to shoot back up onto the high ground. I don't actually think mortar teams can miss, can they, when they're shooting up onto the high ground like that, because of how their damage actually works. They take full damage if you hit within that targeted area, as opposed to shooting or attacking with range units up a ramp. All right, a couple of wisps are going to get cleaned up here. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove quickly checks out this expansion and sees that there's nothing there. Pokey, does he realize that his opponent has had an expansion up as long as he has, or is he going to misjudge and mistime everything? That is the question there. All right, one thing to note, this expansion does have a little bit less gold at the start, so it's going to be something that CrunCher needs to take care of here momentarily. All right, in comes some Treants. In comes the Keeper of the Grove. Big damage indeed. Keeper of the Grove finally out of mana, now going after the Treants as well. Orb of Venom, well, causing quite a bit of problems, finishing off many of these peasants here as the Keeper of the Grove, well, still continuing to do more attacks. Meanwhile, coming back on the other side, level 3 on the Blood Mage, level 4 on the Archmage. Claws of Attack +5 added in, as the Blood Mage should be able to siphon mana and steal it away from his opponent and try and shut down his enemy heroes. Meanwhile, Staff of Teleportation coming across here. This could be bad news, as the Keeper of the Grove is now completely exposed in the back. A little bit of damage coming back across, forcing a Scroll of Town Portal. No fragmentation shards that I see. Flame Strike now coming in, as the archers all disappear away just in time. Another half a second, and many archers would have not survived that flame strike damage. That initial damage is rather high. Split second difference right there, as we're looking at the Archmage perhaps going to be heading off to the north here. We do see sentry wards keeping track of this army, and the majority of the creep camps have now been cleared up. Claws of Attack quickly sold. We are now going into Toma retraining and going to be attacking into Blizzard and Flame Strike. So Blizzard Flame Strike strategy to try and get the bears. We should also be looking at more spell breakers getting trained up as well, as you want to create a little bit of traffic on the battlefield to prevent the bears from easily getting into that back line. You don't really care if you Blizzard and Flame Strike your own spell breakers. However, doing that against your own riflemen, footmen, or casters can actually be very hazardous to your health. Coming back around, more damage coming across here. I would have expected the Blood Mage to actually try and create a Flame Strike to create a little bit of separation, as the Spellbreakers are now trying to retreat back. At least to punish your opponent if they try to dive in with those bears, as the Flying Machine's going after those, well, Fairy Dragons here. All right, no, Hippogriff. Hippogriff going to easily get taken down. Blood Mage, there's a Flame Strike now going down across multiple units. There is also a Blizzard raining down, and I don't see an Entangle going the field. Entangle went down onto the Blood Mage first. Archmage could try and do that. Blood Mage does have another Flame Strike ready. Needs a little bit of time. There's a Blizzard. There's a Siphon Mana. Where is that next Flame Strike across all of that frontline bears? That could be a problem. Where is the Flame Strike? There it is. Bear number 1 now taken down. Bear number 2 and 3 and 4 are all low on hit points, but the Panda is also on that back line as well. Trying to add in a little bit more damage, trying to finish off some of those bears, but the bear escapes away at 47 hit points alongside an archer who nearly got taken down as well. tactics, Pokey must realize that his opponent does have the expansion here already, and this is a strange spot for Pokey. Pokey, even though he was able to save all of these low hit point bears, he wants to take this time to clear out this difficult creep camp, perhaps get a level 5 on both his Panda and the Keeper of the Grove, but all of his bears are just so low on hit points right now, creating a little bit of separation here. Sea Giant Hunter will get taken down. Panda, well, sitting at level 4, gets up to level 5. Where is that Keeper of the Grove? Keeper of the Grove could have gotten to level 5 as well, but not going to see that either. 67 supply compared to 59 now. Level 4 Blood Mage, nearly level 5 Archmage, going up against, well, a Panda who took quite a bit of experience and away from that Keeper of the Grove. All right, having Scourge, Bone Chimes, and Unholy Aura, the Brewmaster having 2 of the powerful auras from the undead side here, as we're still looking at the, well, Keeper of the Grove sitting. Breath of Fire could be incredibly important. But at this point and stage in the game, with all of the spell breakers in that front line position, unless the Breath of Fire goes down onto the flying machines and that back line of priest and sorceresses and mortar teams, that damage isn't going to really shift the tides in that early stage. It's going to come down to positioning for Pokey to try and blow these units over, and even trying to run into a good position could be hazardous to Pokey's health. All right, a little bit of a reprieve in the action here. A little bit of a break. We're down to about 6 minutes of mining here. Still 10 minutes of mining at the natural expansion of Pokey. We should be looking at an expansion here momentarily if the game is going to continue to go long, as there's only 6 minutes of mining left at this gold mine as well. Flying machines trying to engage, perhaps trying to take down some of these fairy dragons and hippogriffs, as the dryads are going to be able to poke apart these units too. One would spell problems as we're looking at a potential engagement here. All right, in comes the engagement here. Panda now trying to get some easy damage. There is a fairy dragon. There's Siphon Mana trying to take away mana from that Brewmaster. Brewmaster already down to 291 mana without anything to really show for it. Meanwhile, fairy dragons overhead casting Mana Flare onto all of these other units here, as Blizzard now finally breaking down. There is a Flame Strike as well. Front line taking so much damage, as you can see, wave after wave after wave. Scroll of Healing being used there, counter Scroll of Healing being used, as well as the Blood Mage and Archmage may be able to continue to fight around again. All right, in comes another Flame Strike. Keeper of the Grove trying to dodge away, and some low hit point Druids of the Claw able to dodge that bit of damage. But look how much damage is already on these bears now. Turning back around, Archmage is sitting at level 5. There's a little bit more Blizzard, another Flame Strike. One bear going to get taken down. Multiple bears could get taken down as well. There goes a nope. That bear somehow skirting all of that damage, and multiple low hit point bears. 2 bears getting taken down there. Oh, actually, maybe just, no, 2 bears getting taken down there. No Staff of Preservation coming in from Pokey, as the Archmage now in a bit of trouble. He's trying to retreat back down to 107 hit points. He's finally retreated back enough to create a little bit of separation and distance, and now more Flame Strike coming down across all of these units. All right, they're taking down Staff of Preservation for the save, as Pokey really tried to go deep inside this situation and ended up, well, in a world of hurt. Archmage now running back off to north, perhaps going to try and catch up to that Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove down to 137 hit points as well. He's trying to retreat back. Potion of Invulnerability is available, as we're looking at damage now getting added up there. There's a little bit of slow. Keeper of the Grove down to 97.65. Blizzard as it comes down just as the Potion of Invulnerability used in order to get back home. All right, coming back off to the north here, Archmage getting healed up. Blood Mage sitting at level 4. Perhaps Ring of Regeneration should be transferred to that Archmage for a little bit of additional healing. As we're looking off to the north here, we are still mining pretty regularly. CrunCher with a decent sized army ready to push on in here. Pokey could have defender's advantage and nighttime advantage here, but the Ancient of Wonder is quickly going to get destroyed. All right, Moonwell number 1 already in trouble. Moonwell number 2 could be in a little bit of trouble as well. What is going down here, as the Keeper of the Grove dives on into a tough spot and now has no army to support him. Meanwhile, units coming in from behind. Panda trying to perhaps get a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire across all of these back units. There goes a quick entangle. Siphon mana stopped by the anti-magic potion as the Blood Mage tries to retreat back here. All right, in comes a little bit more damage. Blood Mage, Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back out. One more blast from a mortar team would have finished off that Moonwell, but no such luck as the Flying Machines look to retreat back again. Flying Machines do not have any auto attack or any attack upgrades and has no way to attack the ground. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Town Hall here, opting, trying to get that expansion up and running as the main gold mine here is now down to about, 2.5 minutes of mining. Archmage, Scroll of Regeneration, a lot of Spellbreakers. These Spellbreakers are upgraded 1-2 against Pokeys, 3-2. But the AoE damage, look at that Blizzard, look at that Flame Strike, look at all of that damage on those bears, and no Staff of Preservation for the save. That damage is just adding up so quickly as the units are continuing to retreat back. The Flying Machines, however, blasting apart those, are getting blasted apart there as we're looking at the bears still trying to lead the way. Another Flame Strike, but not hitting in the proper positioning there as a couple of bears able to retreat back. Breath of Fire across, some of those casters, but many of the Spellbreakers just shrugging it off, saying, you know what, it don't hurt me much at all. Meanwhile, Brewmaster going after the Blood Mage. Blood Mage is going to get taken down. Breath of Fire finishes at level 5. Very low on mana as well. Could have a little bit of problems. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation on the Panda? No, we are not. Another bear could get taken down. Staff of Preservation saves. Archmage, Scrolls of Town Portals away. And now we have a level 6 Archmage going up against 2 level 5 heroes. Blood Mage currently needs to get resurrected. All of these low hit point bears need to get back into their druid form in order to start getting some rejuvenation going. All right, look at that. There's 3, a quick detonation there. Are we going to start looking at some rejuvenation? There is 1, 2 druids. The rest of them are in that bear form. Getting into druid form to get in some additional rejuvenations, incredibly important here. Should have tried to get them into that druid form as they have overall less hit points, and 1 rejuvenation actually replenishes more hit points. Let's look at this. These guys are all both topped out here. This guy, already done being healed. This guy already done being healed. That guy already done being healed. Perhaps would have been better if it was in druid form, healed back up completely, and then transferred back over. Plenty of bears, though, now currently out onto the field once more as Pokey tries to push in with his army. Blood Mage was resurrected at the tavern, and when you have the gold, definitely spend it, as CrunCher sits on 75 supply compared to 80. Still a back and forth battle. Getting a closer look into all of the action here as a Tree of Life was trying to get established off to the south. That Archmage taking a look at trying to put on pressure inside of the main base here, taking down these key buildings. Moonwells are going to get pressured off quickly. Meanwhile, the bears and dryads and fairy dragons are pushing in, and this is turning into a base race too. All right, Flame Strike now coming in as well. Archmage using a little bit of that, available mana to use Blizzard instead to, take down all of these tightly clustered buildings, as we're looking at a couple of dryads trying to just simply run on by. All right, Tree of Eternity, currently in high upkeep, does not have Nature's Blessing. That could turn out to be a very bad news indeed, as we're looking at a potential base race scenario. All right, Arcane Towers going after some of these buildings here. Both sides, what is going to end up happening? Base race scenario generally favors those who have more bases, and then following that up, also the one who has mobility. CrunCher winning on both fronts right now with mass teleport, and also mining or being able to take down or set up another base as well. Pokey is in some serious trouble as we're looking at Flame Strike and Blizzard to try and take down this Tree of Eternity. Tree of Eternity going to be taken down here in just a moment. There it goes. Mass teleport away, and now perhaps finish off some of these tree ends. Control magic as well to turn them around as well. Archmage knows exactly where his opponent is. He's attacking his main base, unable to train up any additional buildings. Altar of Kings and Barracks. Altar of Kings and Barracks there. Brewmaster now gets up to level 6, so we are going to have Earth, Storm, and Fire, and could also have Tranquility added in here too. Bear is now going after this expansion here. The gold mine, however, was already taken. Meanwhile, off to the north here, Flame Strike taking down a couple of those wisps as a Goblin Shredder going to easily get destroyed. Blood Mage sitting at level 5 here, and where are all of these remaining buildings? That is the question, as we still see some wisps here and here, but well, I don't see that many buildings out here onto the battlefield. This turns into a base race, and this base race is actually rather scary as another Moonwell gets taken down. All right, there's a Hunter's Hall. There is a new Tree of Life trying to be not reveal his location to his opponent, but is that going to be enough as we're looking at an Ancient of Wind while trying to retreat back here? Down to 238, down to 93 hit points, all of that damage added up. It gets taken down once more as Pokey going to lose this Hunter's Hall. All right, in comes a mass teleport. Archmage going to go ahead and teleport back into the center portion of the map here. We are still looking at one mining base operational, and that is it. There is a farm off over here, a farm down here, and those are all of the buildings that are left, trying to teleport all across the map and perhaps hold on just a bit more. 66 supply compared to 73. Pokey actually has the larger army at this point in the stage, and he also has access to a lot of healing because of that Keeper of the Groves and all of these bears. If it turns into a straight up, he might actually be able to win this fight, even though CrunCher is able to mass teleport all around the map. All right, one building, and one building is all that is left. Flying Machine trying to head off to that top left-hand side of the map. There's a Wisp left alone right there. Is the Flying Machine going to scout it out? No, it does not spot that one Tree of Life hidden off inside the corner. Getting ready for an upcoming battle. Panda gonna try to rush on in here. There goes a Flame Strike. There goes a Blizzard. There's a lot of damage on all of those bears as we see a quick entangle onto that Blood Mage. Siphon Mana not being able to be used. Brewmaster there with a quick anti-magic potion as another Flame Strike and all of that damage coming across here. Archmage going to go ahead and mass the north. Where are they going? Leaving behind all of this here as the Keeper of the Grove has Tranquility and is healing up all of these units. Earth, Storm, and Fire should be trying to go after these remaining buildings here. There is still one Nature's Ancient of Wonders down to the south here. Treants off over here, and buildings of CrunCher trying to be established everywhere else. CrunCher is low on bases suddenly, and even though he has mass teleport, unable to move everywhere he wants to be. Flame Strike coming down again. Blizzard trying to finish off all of these buildings, and now CrunCher is in trouble. 37 supply compared to 71. Pokey has a larger army to heal, but now we're looking at another Flame Strike here, taking down two bears again. Staff of Preservation trying to save, and it does actually save a bear there as the Druid of the Claw still going in town. 52 supply compared to 33. A lot of low hit point. Druids of the Claw could get taken down. They're looking at more Siphon Mana. The connection was broken right there. Entangle now going down as the Blood Mage could be in a little bit of problems as the Druids of the Claw are trying to retreat back. Level 7 now onto that Keeper of the Grove, and CrunCher gives the GG. I thought CrunCher had this game, but Pokey able to hide this one Tree of Life. And with that hiding of the Tree of Life was never fully revealed. Mass teleport unable to get to that final position, and the survivability of Pokey's army with bears and a level 6 Keeper of the Grove and Tranquility was too much to overcome, even compared to Blizzard and Flame. Great game between these two players here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, let's get to the score screen. All right, okay, Pokey's still there. All right, final scores. Resource score extremely close. In the end, CrunCher actually mining more gold. But, well, you guys heard my recap there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.